Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, yeah, am I audible? Vidula? Hafiz? Okay. Yeah. Okay. In the last class, we have seen what is meant by poset, right? What is meant by poset and several things related to poset. How we can okay. Somebody might have disturbed this. Okay. Yeah, poset we have seen. Then sorry. Yeah. I hope it will work now. Yeah, we have seen poset. Poset will satisfy three properties: the relation like reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive properties. It will satisfy, and we can represent in general any relation. We can represent in the form of digraph. That digraph can be transformed in the case of poset as a Hussey diagram, right? Hussey diagram where we will be having we will be eliminating the self loops and transitive edges and directions, all those things. Instead, we will be maintaining the links from down element to the next one in the next level. Like that, we have seen several things. Okay. Next, yeah. Okay. Okay, now we will see one simple example where we are having the Hussey diagram as like this. Let us say we are having 1 as the element, 2, 3, then say 4, 5, then 6. Of course, this is also there. Now, what is the upper bound of 2? Yeah, please respond, ma. Yeah, what is the upper bound of 2?
2, 5, 6.
Yeah, 2, 5, 6. Next, what is the upper bound of 2, 3? Upper bound of 2, 3.
6.
Upper bound of 2, 5?
5, 6.
Yeah, 5, 6. Upper bound of 2, 5 is 5, 6. Like this, we will be having upper bounds. Next, we have seen one notion called least upper bound. Okay, least upper bound. In short, we can call it as LUB. And there is another name to this that is called supremum. Supremum, in short, LUB, least upper bound. And there is another name also that is called join. This is very, very important name for this LUB. Least upper bound, the abbreviation itself easily understandable, but there is one formal name called join for it. And we will denote this join with the symbol like this. Try to understand. Least upper bound, we know how to calculate what is meant by least upper bound, we know. And for 4 and 5, what is the least upper bound? Upper bound itself is 6, so least upper bound will also be 6 only for 4 and 5. Next, what is the least upper bound of 1 and 2?
2.
2. Why? Because upper bound of 1 and 2 will be 2, 5, 6, but least one will be 2, so that we will be considering as a supremum or join. Okay. Similarly, there exists another one called lower bound, which we have seen earlier. Lower bound of 2, 3. What is the lower bound of 2, 3?
1.
1. Next, lower bound of 1, 2.
1. 2,
1.
1.
1, 2. Lower bound of 1, 2 will be 1 only.
1.
Yeah. Lower bound of 2, 5. Lower bound of 2, 5.
2, 1.
Yeah. 2, 1. So, like this we will be having lower bounds. Next, in this we will be interested to find greatest lower bound, that is GLB. Greatest lower bound. What is the greatest lower bound of 2, 5?
2.
2. So, greatest lower bound is nothing but greatest element in the lower bound, that is nothing but 2 in this particular example. And this can be called as infimum. Infimum or GLB. Okay, like supremum, here infimum. And this the scientific name, formal name for this GLB is meet. This you have to remember it. Join is nothing but LUB, that is least upper bound, and we will denote with the symbol R. Next, here GLB is nothing but greatest lower bound, and this we can call it as infimum, and this can be called as meet as well, and we will denote with the symbol end. You know this symbol, this is for R and this is for end. Okay, so R is used for denoting join. Next, end is used to denote meet. Okay, now if I say 2 and 3, what is the answer? 2
1.
meet 3. 2 meet 3 will be 1. Next, 3 meet 4.
3.
3 join 4. 3 join 4.
4.
4. Like that, meet means greatest lower bound. Join means least upper bound. Okay, and Let us see one more example on this. What is join, what is meet? Of course, we have seen, just I am introducing these two new terms for the say whatever the least upper bound is nothing but join, and we will denote with the symbol R. Next, greatest lower bound we will denote with we call it as meet, and we will denote with and. Okay. And now let us consider, we are having a simple thing. Okay, let us give names A, B, C, D, E. Now, what is the meet of A and B? Meet of A and B. Meet in the sense greatest lower bound. Meet of C and D. Sorry.
For A and B, it's C comma D.
A and B, it is meet. Meet in the sense greatest lower bound. I have written there, right? Greatest lower bound. A and B, what we are having? A and B in this. For A, what is the lower bound? A lower bound will be CDE. For B, lower bound will be CDE. Now, for common A and B, what is the lower bound? Lower bound of A comma B will be CDE. Out of those, greatest one, greatest element in the sense maximum element. What is the maximum element in
E.
CDE? Yes.
E.
E is E maximum.
C comma D, sir. C comma.
How many maximum elements we can have? How many maximum elements we can have in a poset in a Hussey diagram?
Only one, sir.
Only one. Now you are saying C comma D as maximum. So it's not correct, right? So now what is the maximum? What is the greatest lower bound of A comma B? Okay, this is the question. Next, what is the greatest lower bound of C comma D? C comma D, lower bound will be? C comma D, lower bound will be?
E.
Only E. If you have only one in lower bound, so greatest lower bound will be that only. So C meet D will be E. Okay, C meet D will be E. Next, what about A meet B? There is no greatest lower bound. Why? Because C and D are not related. Try to understand, C and D are not related. So we cannot find greatest lower bound. One simple thing, lower bound of some set we are considering, right? Lower bound of A comma B or something like that. We are considering lower bound. In this particular one, lower bound can consist of several elements. Okay, let us consider X, Y, Z, T. Like this, we are having 4 elements in lower bound, 4 elements as lower bound. Fine. But out of these, are we having any greatest element? Greatest element in the sense, one more name to greatest name is maximum element. So, are we having maximum or not? That we have to check. X, Y, Z, P, are we having maximum or not? What is meant by maximum element? All the elements should be related to that particular element, then we can say it has the maximum. So X, Y, Z, P. So if you consider Z as the maximum, Z, then all these elements will be related to Z. Then we can consider this as the greatest or maximum element, and we can say greatest lower bound of this A comma B will be Z. Coming to this example, A and B, what is the lower bound? Lower bound of A comma B will get CDE, isn't it? CDE. Out of these, is C greatest element? C greatest element of CDE?
No, sir.
No. Is D greatest element of CDE?
No, sir.
No. E is anyway, E is down, so it will not be greatest. So CDE, we don't have any greatest element. We have seen several examples where we will not be having any maximum element in the Hussey diagram, isn't it? We have seen several examples where we don't have maximum element. So this is such kind of thing. So CDE we don't have maximum element, greatest element we don't have. So greatest lower bound will also be not there. So A and B will not be present. Okay, A meet B will not be present. This will be pi. So whenever we have A and B, lower bound can be there, but we don't have any greatest lower bound. Okay, how many greatest lower bounds we can have?
Only one, sir.
Only one. If we have one greatest lower bound, it will be 1, otherwise 0. So either 0 or 1, that's it. 0 or 1, that's it. Maximum, at most 1 greatest lower bound we can have. So now this is called join, this is called meet. Now you consider another example. A, B, C, D, E, F. Now you consider A meet B. A meet B. What's the answer? You have to say A meet B. A meet B in the sense, what is the greatest lower bound of A comma B? That is the meaning of A meet B. Now lower bound will be, lower bound of A comma B will be lower bound of A comma B. Lower bound of A comma B. Please respond, ma. Yes, Hussein, are you there? What happened? Manish? Vidula? Yes, what is the lower bound? Yeah, what is the lower bound of A comma B? This is what the point that we have to find. Lower bound will be, for A, B will be the lower bound. For B, D, and for A also D. Next, for A comma B, B will be the lower bound, D will be the lower bound, F will be the lower bound, isn't it? A exclusively lower bound in the sense B comma C will come. Why? Because those two are come under that and related to A. So now collectively A and B, what is the meet? Greatest lower bound. BDE, BDF, what is the greatest lower bound? It is B. Similarly, B and C, that is B meets C, where these two are meeting C. By seeing the diagram itself, we could able to say lower bound for B and C will be D and F, and out of those greatest one will be D. Next, CD, C meet D, C meet D. So what will be the lower bound of C comma D? D, F. Okay, out of those greatest one will be D. So we will be getting like this. C meet D means D. E meet F, E meet F, it will be F. Why? Because lower bound of E comma F will be F. Next, A meet E. A meet E. For A, what is the lower bound? Lower bound will be B, C, D, E, F, and for E, lower bound will be F. E and F we can say. Out of these, F is the common one. So A comma E, for A comma E, what is the lower bound? F, and the greatest lower bound will also be F only. So for A and E, the greatest lower bound will be for A and E, what is the lower bound? Lower bound will consist of EF, isn't it? EF. So the greatest lower bound will be E only. Like this, we can find. Yeah, are you able to follow me? Please respond. I could not able to tell without any response. Yes. Yes, Pooja, Jahnavi, Hafiz.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, why you are not responding?
Sir, I am disconnected, sir.
Okay. Okay. So B meet C. What will be the answer? B meet C. B meet C. B meet C in the sense lower bound of B comma C will be D F. Out of these, greatest one will be D. Like that, we can come with what you call procedure. As the procedure, if you apply, then we can get able to get D is the greatest lower bound. Or by seeing the diagram itself, we could able to understand. Here you see B is there and C is there. Where these two are meeting? Where these two are meeting? First time where these two are meeting? At D. So this will be the greatest lower bound. Like that we can consider. Suppose A, C. What will be the A meet C? A
D,
meet
sir.
C. A meet C. D. A and C, what is the lower bound? For A and C, what is the lower bound?
C only, sir.
C, D, C, D, E, F. Out of those, greatest one will be C. Why? Because C is related, all the elements are related to C. So C will be the greatest lower bound. By using the diagram also, we could able to say A is meeting C here itself. So C will be the answer. Next, similarly, B meet E. B meet E.
F.
B meet E. It will be F definitely. So is it easy or not finding meet? Yes. By seeing the diagram, by seeing the Hussey diagram, we could able to say. Yes. Similar to that, let us consider now. Let us consider join. Okay. B join C. B join C.
A.
B join C will be A. Instead of going down, we will go up. That's it. B join E. B join E.
Again A, sir.
B join E. A. Okay. D join E. D join E. D join E. D and E are joining here, isn't it? So where? C. So D join E will be C. Got it? F join E. F join E.
E.
E. Yeah. Like this, we could able to find out whether we are having greatest lower bound or and what is it? Greatest lower bound and what is the other one? Least
Least upper
upper
bound.
yeah, least upper bound. Yeah, we could able to find and we will denote with the meet and join. So this lowest upper bound is considered to be join and we will denote with this symbol, and you can remember it is like LUB. Here we are having U type of symbol and the symbol is here R. Okay, like that you can remember. If you remember one thing, then other thing is opposite only, so you need not worry. Yeah. Next, Now let us consider a poset for which we have least upper bound for every pair of elements. Try to understand a poset for which we have least upper bound. Least upper bound is nothing but what you call that? Least upper bound.
Join.
Join for every pair of elements called as join semi-lattice. Try to understand a poset, what is meant by poset we know. Next, what is meant by least upper bound we know. And for every pair of elements, if you have join semi-lattice, if you have this least upper bound, then we can say it has the join semi-lattice. Okay, join in the sense as we are having join for every pair of vertices, that's why we are saying join semi-lattice. On contrast, we can define another one, that is a poset which is having same thing, which is having greatest lower bound for every pair of vertices. Then we can say that as meet semi-lattice. The poset for which we have least upper bound for, that is join for every pair of vertices, or elements, it is called join semi-lattice. If we have greatest lower bound for every pair of vertices or elements, we can say it as meet semi-lattice. Is it clear, the definition? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let us see a simple example. Now you try to identify whether it is join semi-lattice or meet semi-lattice. Now you say whether it is join semi-lattice or meet semi-lattice. Now you say. Please tell me. Here we are having how many vertices? 6 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now one is related to 2 or not? Yes. One is related to 4. One is related to 5. Yes. Like this we are having several relations, several tuples and some relations. Now you consider whether we are having least upper bound for, that is join for all the pair of vertices, all pairs of elements or not. Now you consider 2 and 3. What is the join for 2 and 3? What is the join?
1.
2 and 3. Join.
5, sir.
Join. 2 and 3. Join. 2 and 3. Here 2 and 3, where these two are meeting. 2 and 3 are meeting here, right? Or you can consider here also. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now we are having the least join is nothing but least upper bound. Upper bound will include 4, 5, 6. Out of those, what is the least upper bound? Least upper bound.
4, 6.
Again you are making mistake. Least upper bound. Least upper bound in the sense minimum element. Out of 4, 5, 6 minimum element. What is the
Not
minimum
there,
element? Not there. So 2 and 2 join 3 not exist. Understand? 2 join 3 not exist. Understand? Try to understand the point here. In order to show that one thing as not meet semi-lattice or join semi-lattice, what we have to do is we have to find one pair, okay, identifying one pair which is not satisfying, which is not having that meet or join that is sufficient to claim that it is not such kind of semi-lattice. Got it? So 2 and 3 is the one where we are not having this one. 2 join 3 is not exist. 2 join 3 does not exist. Why? Because it is going to these two are meeting at two different places, 4 and 6. So it is contradicting. So it is not the greatest lower bound, what you call least upper bound. So we can say it is not even join semi-lattice. Okay, it is not join semi-lattice. Next, now you consider whether it is meet semi-lattice or not. Again, to prove whether it is meet semi-lattice or not, what we have to do? We cannot try all the pairs, all the possible pairs. We should consider one pair which is not satisfying the property, so that we can claim that it is not meet semi-lattice. Okay, is there any other? Is there such kind of pair which is not satisfying meet semi-lattice property?
4, 6, sir.
Yeah, very good. 4, 6. 4 meet 6. What is the 4 meet 6? Lowest lower bound for 4, 6 include 2, 3, 1. Out of these, maximum element is
2 and 3. Not there, sir.
4 meet 6 should give greatest lower bound. Lower bound include 2, 3, 1, but we don't have greatest element in 2, 3, 1. Why? Because no element is having relation from all other elements, so it does not exist. Okay, 4 meet 6 does not exist, so it is not considered to be meet semi-lattice as well. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, now you consider whether it is having whether it is a joint semi-lattice or meet semi-lattice. Second one, you consider this. A join E. A join E. What is the answer? A join E. No, right? It does not exist. So straight away we can say it is not join semi-lattice. Can we conclude or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Similarly, C join F. What is C join F?
It's not meet semi-lattice.
It's not. Okay. C join F. What is the answer? C join F. Upper bounds you have to consider. For C and F, upper bounds include D, A, E. Out of those, least element. Are we having least element or not? D, A, E. For C comma F, what is the upper bound? Upper bound include D, isn't it? Upper bound include A. Why? Because C is related to A. And upper bound include E as well. Why? Because C is related to E and F is also related to E. So D, E, A will be upper bounds. Out of those, are we having least upper bound? Least upper bound is D is related to all other vertical. All elements are, yeah, D is related to all other elements. So it is the least upper bound, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So C or F, C join F will be D. Now you consider C meet F. C meet F. No possibility. So straight away we can say it is not joint semi-lattice. By using this one we can say it is not joint semi-lattice. Next, by using this one we can say it is not meet semi-lattice as well. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, let us consider one more example. Okay, let us name A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, G. Now you say whether it is join semilattice, meet semilattice. Tell me, ma. B and C, are we having meet join or not? B and C. By seeing the diagram, you could able to say. You see the video instead of this screen. You see the video for 1 minute. Yeah, B and C. What is the join?
A, sir.
Yeah. Next, ED. Are these two joining or not? B, ED. ED.
Yes, sir. B.
Yes. Next, FD. FD. Anyway, directly F is related to D. So joining. Next, FG. Yes, D is the join. Next, BC joining A. Next, ED joining. Any other? DF we have seen. CF. CF also joining directly. F is related to C. So we are having join among all the elements. Okay, if we have join, automatically we can consider it as join semilattice. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, join is nothing but least upper bound. We are having least upper bound for every pair of elements. So we can claim this one as the join semilattice. Now you consider meet semilattice or not. Now B
No,
and
sir.
D meets C.
G.
It is D. Okay, fine. What is the counter example?
F, comma G.
F comma G. We don't have lower bound. So if you don't have lower bound, greatest lower bound will also be empty. So it will not be considered as meet semilattice. Got it? So this is about join and meet, join semilattice, meet semilattice. Now can you define what is meant by join semilattice? What is meant by
Yes,
join
sir.
semilattice? Yeah, what is?
If every two pair of points have least upper bound, then they are said to be joint semilattice.
Yeah, in more simple way, like for every pair of vertices, if we have a join, okay, if every pair of elements are joined, then we can say it is join semilattice. Similarly, if every pair of elements have meet, then we can say it as meet semilattice. Okay, this is the definition, and we have seen several examples. Now, one important definition we will be seeing. Oh, okay. If a poset contains least upper bound and greatest lower bound. Least upper bound is nothing but join, greatest lower bound is nothing but meet for every pair of vertices. For every pair of vertices or pair of elements, then it is called lattice. Try to understand. If a poset contains LUB, if a poset contains join for every pair of vertices, then we can say join semilattice. If a poset contains meet for every pair of elements, then we can say it as meet semilattice. If a poset contains join and meet for every pair of elements, then we can say that as the lattice. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if a poset contains, if a poset is a join semilattice and meet semilattice, can we claim it as a lattice?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the definition of lattice. And let us see one example for this. We are having like this. Is this joint semi-lattice or not? Joint semi-lattice or not? What we have to check? Try to see the video. AC, these two are joining. CB joining. CD joining. Next, sorry, meeting. Next, D and E meeting. Okay, D and E meeting. E and F meeting. Next, C and E meeting. Next, A and C, there is a meet. So, for every pair of vertices, we are having meet. Yes or no? You can see D and E meet is there or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, we are having meet for every pair of elements. So, it is meet semi-lattice, definitely. Next, now you consider whether we are having join for every pair of elements or not. D and E, what is the join? D join E. C. D join E is C, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, BC join. B join C is A. So, FE join E. Next, DC join C itself. AE join AE join. Hmm? Yes, A join E. A join E. Whenever you get doubt, you go to the fundamental. That is upper bound, right? Join in the sense upper. A join E will be A only, isn't it? Upper bound will be A only. For A comma E, upper bound will contain only A. So, greatest least upper bound will be A only. Okay. So, now is this join semi-lattice?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Meet semi-lattice?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, can we consider it as lattice?
Yes, sir.
This is the example of lattice. Now, another thing you consider, okay, we are having like this. Now, E and F are related or not? E and F, ED.
Yes, sir. Related. Sir, you are not audible.
Just a second.
Yes, sir. Now audible.
Now, okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
This mic battery is very low. That's why switch it off. Wait for 1 second. Yeah. Now it is fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So now F is related. Fe. What is the low? What you call upper bound? Upper bound include E, D, C, B, A. All these. Out of those, least upper bound will be E. Similarly, D, E will be having least upper bound. CD will be having least upper bound. Next, BC least upper bound. BA least upper bound will exist. So for every pair of vertices, we are having least upper bound. That is join we have. So it is join semi-lattice. Next, consider meet. Whether we are having meet for A and B. AB,
Yes, sir. C.
yes, BC, yes, CD, yes, and AC meet is there or not?
Yes, sir. There.
Yes, DF meet is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we are having meet for every pair of element. So can we consider it as lattice? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. In general, directly how we can find it is one clue that whatever the Hussey diagram that we have, if we have greatest element, what is meant by greatest element?
Every element is connected to it.
Yeah, every element is connected to it. Such kind of greatest element if we have, then we can say join will exist for every pair of elements. Why? Because this will be the least upper bound at least. Got it? So if we have single top, okay, single what you call maximum element, definitely maximum element if exist in Hussey diagram, then we can say it is join semi-lattice. Similarly, if we have least element, that is every from this particular element we will be having relation to every other element, then we can say it is meet semi-lattice. Okay, so if we have both, that is minimum element and maximum element, or least element and greatest element in the Hussey diagram, then we can say that as the lattice. That is one clue. Got it? Simply directly we could able to find out. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is meant by lattice and yeah. Let us consider we are having a set A. Okay, A can consist of several elements like A, B, C, and S is nothing but a power set of A, and R is defined on S as a subset or equal to. This particular one is poset or not? S comma subset or equal to is poset or not? We have seen earlier same example, power set P of A is nothing but power set of A. It will include 8 elements, 8 subsets we will be having, and we will be denoting R in such a way that A comma B are related whenever A is subset or equal to B. Okay, this particular tuple we will be having. So 8 elements we will be having. Let us consider pi. Pi will be related to all. Here we will be having A, here we will be having B. This we discussed or not? This kind of thing. C.
Yes,
Next,
sir.
A comma B we will be having. Next, B comma C, A comma C. Now A is related to A comma B, B is related to A comma. Next, B is related to this, and B, C is also related to this. C is related to this, and A is related to this. Like this, we will be drawing this Hussey diagram. Next, one superset will be there, that is ABC, and AB is subset of ABC, BC is also subset of ABC, AC is also subset of ABC. So now this is the Hussey diagram. Are we having greatest element?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is the greatest element. Least element? Yes, this is the
Right.
least element. So can we consider it as lattice?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you consider instead of 3 elements, if you consider 4 elements, how many subsets we will be getting? 16 subsets we will be getting. So 16 vertices we will be having in this Hussey diagram of this poset. The same condition you consider. A comma B will be part of it. A is related to B if A is subset or equal to B. If you consider like that, again we will be getting the Hussey diagram which is having the greatest element, and pi will be the least element. So always whenever you consider this kind of relation where the set is nothing but the power set of another set and the relation is subset or equal to, then we can consider it as the lattice irrespective of the number of elements in the given set. Understand? If A contains 4 elements, it is a lattice. A contains 9 elements, then also it is a lattice. Why? Because we will be having the greatest element and the least element in the corresponding Hussey diagram. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, another example for this kind of lattice is, let us consider we are having A consists of several integers that can be 1, 2, 5, like this we are having some elements and the relation is defined as a comma less than or equal to. Whenever a comma b is related, a is related to b, that is this tuple belongs to relation if a is less than or equal to b. Then how we will be getting the Hesse diagram? Let us consider 1, 2, 3, 5 only. 1 is related to 2. So 1 is related to 2 and 2 is related to 3. Next 3 is related to 5. Like this we will be getting Hesse diagram. So whenever you have this kind of thing, blindly you can say it is a lattice. Why? Because every element is related to all other elements. So automatically we will be getting greatest lower bound and least upper bound for every pair of vertices. Then we can claim it as lattice. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is another example. And now you say, what's the time? Time is there? Ah, okay. There is one notion called what you call, let us consider 10 or D16 you say, okay, D16 comma slash, this is given to you, okay, this is the relation. It is given in short form. What is meant by D and this, the relation itself is indicating that it is division, okay, D16 in the sense whatever the factors that we have for 16, those all will be part of the set. Try to understand what are the factors of 16? 1, 2, 4,
8,
8,
16.
16. That's it. Okay. So now the relation is like this. Now how we can construct the Hesse diagram? 1 is related to 2. 1 is related to 2. 2 is related to 4. 4 is related to 8. 8 is related to 16. So more or less it will be like a straight line.
Straight line.
Yeah. So is this lattice or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you consider D10 comma slash. So what will be the elements? 1, 2, 5.
2, 5, 10.
Now 1 is related to
Lattice, sir.
2. That is 1 is related to 2. Then
2 is related to 10.
2 is related to 10. Okay. Next
1 is related to 5.
1 is related to 5. 5 is related to 10 also, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now is this lattice or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why? Because we are having greatest element and least element directly by seeing the diagram we could able to say. So it is a lattice. Similarly, you consider one more example. We are having 1, 2, 5, 6, 12. You consider 10, 12, 16, 60, 80 like this. Okay. Now whether it is a lattice or not, you have to find. Same again slash only the relation. Now 1 is related to 2, 2 and 5 are not related. So 5 and 2 and 6 are related. So 6 we will be getting like this and 10 we will be getting like this and 2 to 10 we will be having, yes or no, 12 we will be getting and 6 is related to 12. Now you tell 16, where we will be getting 16?
2 is related to 16.
2 is related to 16. Next 60, where we will be getting 60?
10 is related to 60 and 2 is also related to 60.
One more time, check. 60, where we should keep 60? Beside 12?
6 to 10, sir. Beside 12.
Beside 12. What about this relation?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? So where we should keep?
12 to 60.
12 to 60 also we should have. So it should be at a next level, isn't it? 12 to 60 if we have, then automatically 2 is related to 60, 6 is related to 60, 12 is also related to 60. That is implicit. Now we have to connect only these two. 10 is related to 60, isn't it? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Next you consider 80. Where we should have 80? 60 and 80 related or not? No. 16 and 80? Yes, 16 5s, right? Next, 2
Yes, sir.
and 80 are related or not? 2 and 80.
Related, sir.
Yeah, but it is implicitly,
Transitive relation.
yeah, next, 5 and 80 related or not?
Yes, sir. Implicitly.
5 and 8, implicit, check once, 5 and 80. How it is implicit? Somewhere we are missing. Yeah, 5 and 80 implicitly we cannot represent. Why? Because 16 is not dividable with 5, isn't it?
10 to
So,
80, sir.
huh?
There should be a relation from 10 to 80.
Yeah, very good. 10 to 80 we should have like this. Okay, is this correct? Everything? Now, is this lattice or not?
No, sir.
No. Why?
There is no join because 60 and 80 are on same level.
Yeah, so 60 and 80 there is no join, so directly we can say it is not lattice. Is this meet join, meet semi lattice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, why? Because least element is there, so straight away we can say it is meet semi lattice, but join, it is not join semi lattice. Okay, and if you observe one thing, just 10 and 12, what is the LCM? What is the LCM of 10 and 12? Hmm?
60, sir.
60. Okay. What is the LCM of 2 and 5?
10.
What is the LCM of 16 and 12? 4, right?
4.
Will be 16, 48, right? So now you consider in this particular one 2 and 5. What is the join of 2 and 5? Join of 2 and 5.
10. 10.
10. Join of 2 and 5 is 10. Next, join of 2 and 6.
6.
6. Join of 6 and 10.
60.
60. Join of 12 and 60.
60.
60. So, if you observe 2 and 5 LCM is 10 and join is also 10. Next 2 and 6 LCM is 6 and join is also 6. So, whenever we have two numbers, let us say A, B, join, if you consider, if there exists a join and if there exists a join, definitely it will be multiple of LCM. Definitely it will be multiple of LCM. In the case of 6 and 10, what is the LCM actually? 6 and 10. Sorry, this is 2, then 3, 5. So 15, 30, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the join of 6 and 10?
60.
60. So it is multiple, this multiple of this LCM only, isn't it? So like that you can check. With respect to this division relation, this is the additional property a lattice will be having. Okay, if there exists a lattice, definitely we will be getting this kind of property. LCM we will be getting. Similarly, meet if you consider 2 and 5, 2 meet 5, 1, isn't it? Next 6 meet 10. What is the meet? 6, 6 meet 10. Hmm. 6 meet 10. 6 meet 10.
1, sir.
6. No, 6 and 10 are meeting here, you see. In the diagram itself, we can see and
Yes,
tell.
sir.
So 2. So whenever you consider meet, it will give you the GCD. 6, 10, if you consider, what is the GCD? We will be getting 6, then here 4, then 6, then 1, then we will be getting 2. So 2 will be the GCD. So here only it is meeting. Got it? Similarly, you can consider 60, 80. 60, 80, what is the GCD?
10.
10. Like that, we GCD 10 or 20? Yeah, 20 it is getting, but again it is a multiple, isn't it? So GCD will be multiple of whatever the meet that we have here. If it is a lattice, we will be getting GCD and LCM appropriately. So this is the interesting property that we can observe whenever the relation is slash, that you keep in mind. If the relation is a slash, then only we will be we could able to have this kind of property. Okay, is this clear? What is meant by meet, what is meant by join, what is meant by meet semi-lattice, what is meant by join semi-lattice, then what is meant by lattice, and how we can identify lattice by seeing the relation directly. Okay, this is what we have seen in this particular class, right? I hope you understood, and you are having exam from 3:45. I don't want to think much. Yeah, thank you, ma. You please